Alright, welcome back everybody. Back on the Sky Factory. So last time we left off kind of on a fail note, trying to get started in this RF Tools dimension. Kind of figured it out a little bit more. Made a little bit of progress on that. At least as far as like getting stuff ready to do things there. Last time we also talked about getting this monstrosity of a reactor finished. Still haven't done anything as far as adjusting any of these fuel rods. I'm kind of dreading doing that. It's going to take forever to go through each one of these. I think there's like 288 of them or something crazy. I may or may not do that depending. I'm burning through my uranium pretty well, but it looks like between what the chickens are producing and the plutonium that we're processing out of this thing, it looks like it might be keeping up with itself. Basically, kind of self-sufficient here, or not necessarily self-sufficient, but supplementing itself plus what the chickens are managing to keep up with. So I might leave it. I'm not sure. It's filling this thing up obviously way faster than it was before. Duh. But maybe I'll let this fill up before I worry about that. I don't know. That's something I'm still pondering. So I want to go ahead and, like I said, I've made a little bit of progress with this. I want to talk about that and get into that a little bit more. But first things first, I've got a bone to pick with some dragon in the end dimension there. So let's get this show on the road. Right, so I'm all charged up and ready to go. I've got my all my armor and stuff charged up. I got my battery pack charged up. I went ahead and made a bigger capacitor bank, the tier 3, which is 25 times faster, so that's cool. I'm not sure what the actual rate of the wireless charger is, but it's even faster than that, so that definitely helps out with charging some of this high-powered, or at least high-capacity RF stuff. So let me drop off some things I don't need right away. Let me put this stuff over here with this stuff. Put that in there, put that in there. You can see I've been collecting some of these things. I'll talk about that here in just a few minutes. Let me put those over. Actually, I'll hold one of these in the ender chest. That stuff there, that can go in. And I think that's about it. We're ready to go back and give this guy the what for. I forgot about it last time, but I do remember when I was researching this dragon, something about, I don't know if it still applies, or if it's even, it kind of sounded more like a rumor than anything, but something about maybe the more XP you have, the harder this guy is to kill. In any case, let's dump that, and let's dial up this waypoint here and get busy with this dragon. Round 2, mofo, ding ding ding. Alright, and let's turn our flight speed back up. Get that up. Alright, dude. So all these crystal things should be pretty well broken. He might have revived a couple of them. There's the shield I was talking about. Get that out of the way. Still got some crystals. I don't know if these things respawn, like if after a given amount of time, if they regain their health or what. He is able to like recharge them. So I don't know if that's something he does if he's not in combat or what. Oh. No, none of that. We don't need none of that. You quit. Alright, cool, he's taking damage. Get some of this, get some of that. Yeah. So as long as we don't do anything silly and get stuck in another one of his big volleys like that, I think we should be okay. Oh, that hurt. That hurt. Oh no, that hurt too. Quit that. Stop that. Stop that. And you like them infinite arrows, dude. So he's about to die, it looks like here. This is the point where he'll start to shoot out, or at least I've seen it sometimes where he'll start just blasting ender pearls, trying to get you to teleport away. Oh, one more hit. There it is. Shazam! Gotcha. Cool. So now these, this is kind of his death ritual. His all these, what do you call them? Like pillar things are exploding. And somewhere, there it is. There's the heart out of that dude. Just pick that up, so that's sweet. And from what I understand, this is how you get, there's my death point from last time. Keep an eye on that. Hopefully it doesn't get exploded. I guess, are these things gonna do their thing, or? Yeah, it's pretty much consensus that this stuff is still pretty buggy as far as this guy goes, or these guys, because they spawn every like 10,000 spaces. But you should be able to. I think this is how you get the chaos crystals. I think that's what they call them, to like to do the chaotic tier stuff. Draconic. Yeah, these things, chaos shards. You need 9 of them to go to the next level, and then there's 4 levels of them. And you need these shards of varying levels to, like this thing, to create these chaotic cores. You need like the big shard, and to do that, you need that to make the injectors to even start doing any crafting with it. But I don't see where I'm collecting any of that, so I'm not sure exactly 100% how that is supposed to take place here. Where is my... I think my magnet might be in here. There's the rest of my stuff. Sweet. Alright, let's check the old bag here. There's my magnet. Let's turn that on and fly around here and see if we can't maybe come across some of those shards. So that was the main reason for even attempting this, other than the fact that it's an achievement. I think those just fell out of my grave, right? Those crumb stars. I don't think he dropped those. I hear some kind of sound glitching out. That kind of sucks. I want the shards, man. Give me the shards. I'm gonna have to look into that some more and see how you get those. The JEI doesn't give you any information on them, other than what their recipes that they're used in. Actually, real quick, since we're here, well, it doesn't really matter where we are, does it? But we can look at this book here and see maybe if this talks about them. Come on, open up. Let's see. Not currently required by any recipes, perhaps a hint of things to come. Well, that's not true. It is required for, well, I say that, but I don't actually know that for sure. But I know it is definitely required. Well, that's not true either, because you can make these from the Draconic into those. But you need these. I need these. I need these. How do I get those? That's what I really want to know. Anyway, whatever. I'll figure that out, or at least try to figure that out. But we got our stuff back. We got our bag back anyway. Really, I guess we could have just made another one, but I wanted to kill that guy anyway, because screw him. Nobody makes me bleed my own blood, so to say. Awesome, cool. So let's hit back home here and check out this dimension stuff. It's kind of neat so far. It's oh, let's turn that down. Like I said, it gets very, very in-depth, and you can do a lot of cool stuff with it. It's just a matter of gathering the resources to get there. Alright, that's probably good enough. Sweet. Awesome. Let's deposit some of this stuff. That can go in there. I'll keep some of those out. Actually, I'll just stash those in the old bag. That can go in. That can go back in the bag chest thing. That can go in there. I'll put this. Actually, I'm gonna turn this off. I don't like having this on this while I'm running around the base here because it picks up all that chicken stuff. All right, so let me grab those things out. So back to the dimensions thing. So when we left off last time, I was trying to make a new random dimension, which I have done, which took me, well, it didn't take long to figure out, but it took me forever to get one. Where's my, I'm looking for blank, this thing. So basically, in order to create a new random dimension, like if I was to create this, this is going to be the ID2 dimension. They just go sequentially every time you create a new one. It gives it ID 2, 3, 4, etc. That's going to be the dimension that I originally went to. That was just basically a void. In order to change that, what you do? Let me extract that. There's these digit. What do they call them? RF. Somewhere in here, let's do digit, these things, these digit dimlets. They don't affect as far as they don't affect anything in the dimension as far as what spawns or is created, or even adds. It doesn't really add any RF cost to add these. All this is basically just you add numbers to the dimensions to tell it it's not to tell it it's a new dimension you want created. So as you can see, the one I ended up finally ending up on, I had 5 digits in there, which wasn't necessary. I just was getting tired of making one at a time and changing them. So I just put a bunch in there so I could just switch them around. And I finally got one that I was kind of looking for. But basically those things are, do I have any sitting around? Let me just make one to show you how they work. So they're 0 through 9, but what you can do, if you make a 0, which is this redstone, a redstone torch, and some paper, what you can do from here is, if you put the 0 back in the crafting grid, it goes up to 1, etc., all the way up to 9. I'm not sure if it rolls back over or not. I guess I could just sit here and click this around until it gets up to 9 and see if it rolls back to 0. It would be cool if it did. It's 9. Yeah, so it does. It rolls back to 0. They're pretty cheap to make, and they're obviously you can craft them to whatever digit that you need or want. So anyway, that's how you create a new completely random dimension. Is put it back in here, put a digit in there, or 2 or 3 or 10 or however many you end up needing. Like I said, I didn't need to do 5. I just got tired of having to take it apart, put it in, take it apart, put it in. If I grab that thing back out, I can kind of show you how that works. So if you have a dimension that's already made, like the one I just remade, the original one, where did that go? Did I put it back in here? No. What did I do with that? Did I put it in the grid? I'm losing my mind here. I don't know. I don't know what I did with that stupid. All right, here it is. So basically, you can go back to your dimension inscriber. That was a blank one. Took that out. Or was it? Either way. So basically, all right. So say this is the original one that I made, and you hit extract. It takes everything that was in there and puts it back into the little crafting table thing here. So if I put that in and store it now, you can see it has the digit 0. This one that was in the chest there was digit 111, or wherever I pulled this out of. I don't know. These things get hard to keep track of because they all look the same. The only way to tell the difference is by either the name, if you've named them, the ID number, and or the digits. But you can extract anything that you built into a dimension tablet. You can extract back out, right? So this one had 3 digits. I think hopefully you get the idea. So anyway, I went through, it took me, see, this is 23, and it starts on ID 2, so 21, 21 dimensions to finally get one that had the structures that I was looking for. Kind of an easy way to tell is when you create a dimension randomly, you see the maintenance cost is 30 RF per tick, and then it has specified 10. So when you create a blank random dimension, you didn't add anything to it, so it's only a 10 RF per tick. Now what the other number signifies, the actual maintenance cost, is things got added randomly by the generation. So that means there's things that I didn't tell it to that it added in randomly. So that kind of gives you an indication that it's not just a completely blank void world. So anyway, let's call this thing up. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you this too. So I ended up having like a bunch of these. Obviously I had like 20 of them. To get these out of here, what you can do, because once you make it, even if you delete the dimension tablet, it still exists in the like the file system of Minecraft, plus in this dimension explorer, for lack of a better term, the dialing device. So if you go into the dimension, if you have one that you don't want in there anymore, just teleport to it, and then break this receiver. Oop, it's gone now. It's not in the dimension, and it's not like doing its thing anymore. And we go back home, it takes it out of the list. So that's cool. Excuse me, that's how you can kind of keep this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and favorite this one. There you go. Right click that. That's how you can kind of keep this list pruned. Keep all the junk dimensions, because like I said, I ended up with 20 couple and I didn't need in there. The first time I did this, kind of just screwing around on another save file, I got lucky and found one right the first shot that I was looking for, but didn't get so lucky this time. Anyway, let's jump in here and I'll show you the structures that I'm talking about. There was one pretty close that I left untouched just to demonstrate. But basically, you can tell this place is crazy full of stuff. There it is down there. When I spawned in here originally, I saw these blocks, these white blocks. There's a patch of them over there, or whatever these like cloud things are. But these are the actual. They're added by the RF Tools dimensions. So that's something to look for. If you see these blocks, there's a pretty good chance that this dimension has these buildings down here. And these are the money shot right here. This is what we're looking for. So if we come down here and hit the button, open the door, every one of these buildings, assuming it generated like properly, has 3 dimlets on the wall hanging up that you can just like punch out. You got, depending on what's in your hand, you can just punch those out of the frames. So those are actually full dimlets. Look like most of those are digits, which are pretty weak. You can see the rarity is 0, and those, obviously we know we can just craft those as we want to anyway. Then this chest here will have other stuff, either dimlet pieces or full dimlets, either way. So basically what you're just flying around here collecting this stuff, because you need these components to actually start configuring your own dimlets. You can also teleport back to the base. I just wanted to show you the structure, what it looks like, because these things are, this is about the only way to get anything other than the basic stuff. There is one other way, but it's very, very much more random than just finding these, or even finding a dimension that has these. It's those dimlet parcel bags. It's a rare drop from the Enderman, and it's actually a player kill drop, but it's these dimlet parcels. Let me chunk all this in here. Get that out of here. I'll talk about these two guys too here in a second. And basically, you just right-click these. They're basically loot bags for these dimlets. So if I just go ahead and open them all up, you can see it just gives you random bits from these dimlets. It's just a random luck of the draw kind of deal. You get like 3 out of each bag, I think. And then it's super rare even for the Enderman to drop those. So my reactor was kind of glitching out there. That's one thing about this thing being so big, and it spans several chunks. It doesn't always load real well, so there's graphical issues with that. But it's just graphics. It's nothing major. We're not having a meltdown or anything. So yeah, it's just easier to get into a dimension randomly that has those structures. I flew around for about, I don't know, maybe half an hour or so, just collecting stuff out of those little huts. That's where I got 90% of this stuff. So let me go ahead and clear out some more of this crap out of here. And actually, that brings up a good point to talk about this backpack I'm wearing. I made this backpack. It's pretty cool. If I go back into first person, and V is the default key to wear it, to put it, you like have it on your body instead of in your inventory. And I misspelled it when I named it, so don't mind that. But get all that stuff out of there. I didn't want to do that. This thing is just it's kind of like this ender pouch, except for it's a whole upgraded system. Like there's all these upgrades and stuff you can do. I'm not going to get too into detail on it, but you start with the basic backpack, and then you can upgrade it to iron, either for storage or for upgrade, like focus. So if you just want it for pure storage, you just do the storage upgrades, right? Or if you want to be able to do these upgrades, which cost points, and there's a whole system for that. Like I said, I'm not going to get too crazy deep into it. The only reason I even brought it with me was just because those things take up a lot of space pretty quick, and I didn't want to have to keep jumping back and forth from dimensions. But the coolest thing about it is you can put it on your body, and then you use like semicolon as the default key to open it and interact with the inventory, and it doesn't take up a spot in your actual inventory. So it's pretty neat. So I went ahead and made these two items too. The phased field generator is for if your dimension, if you're in a dimension that you've created and it runs out of power in the real world, as to say, it just kills you. You die. This is a way to get back in there and survive. It basically creates a force field around you that allows you to move around the dimension and collect stuff and get your stuff out and get out before you lose everything, or after you've lost everything, to be able to go back and get it out. Or if you're already in a dimension that's losing power, that you don't just die instantly. And then this is the second tier portion of it. I'll show the recipes for these things. This guy, not too hard to make. Some of those dimensional shards, eye of ender, redstone, simple stuff there. And then the charge porter, ender pearls, redstone, iron, and then the upgraded version is just diamonds and more redstone. I'm assuming this just holds more power. It doesn't really explain it, but this is like the actual teleporter for this mod. If you didn't have this thing that I have here from the Draconic Evolution, but basically you just shift right click your home receiver, and that sets your home. So then if we teleport it into here, dial this thing up and jump in, I think we can pretty much just be anywhere and shift right click or right click, yeah, and it just takes you back to the home point that you set. I'm not going to use it because I don't really need it, but it's just wanted to show how that works. I am going to hang on to this thing, at least in my ender pouch. I don't need that in there, just in case something is to go wrong with my dimensional travels. Right, so also something I've done is I've taken a bunch of those dimensional shards, and this is the reason why I wanted to get them, and infused all these machines that are able to be infused. Unfortunately, that meant I had to make a second one of these. That's kind of useless, but it is what it is. For this one, like if you go into the tools, where was that guy? What was it? All right, so dialing device, you can see the infusing bonus is reduced power consumption. The machine infuser, I think, is the same thing. machine infuser. Yeah, it just uses less power. This one here, the dimension builder, it actually charges quicker and it uses less power. It's more efficient. Basically, just one way or another makes the machine more efficient, either less power or quicker, or basic upgrade stuff. Then this Dimlet workbench is where you get all your recipes for all the different ingredients, modifiers, and whatever you want to call them, components for these dimlets to be able to fully customize, and there is a shit ton of them. And basically what you do with those, if I grab one of these full dimlets, like this is a rarity 3, what was that one? Lime stained glass. So, in theory, you could put this in a dimension and make all the ground terrain that's generated into lime stained glass. But what I really want them for is to be able to put in here and extract. If on dimlets will be okay, so stick it in there. Okay, yeah, so up here, and then extract, and it's going to break it down into its base components, which is this stuff down here. So if I click on deep ocean, or if I hover over it, it shows you all the different pieces that you need. The one on the bottom right is one of those absorbers, so you would have to go to a deep ocean and absorb that biome essence to be able to create that. So basically what all this is leading up to, the main reason I really wanted to get into all this, other than the fact that there are some achievements involving this stuff, is dragons. Ender dragon. Basically what I can do is, once I acquire all these parts, I have a couple of them. I have the first 2 on the top row, and I can craft that syringe thing at the bottom. Syringe. Oops. Wrong field. Hey. Alright, I guess it's not going to let me do that from in there. Syringe. This thing here, it's super easy to make. And basically what this does is you go up and suck the essence out of an enemy, basically. Whatever kind of mob it is that you want to spawn. So if I take this to the end and extract the dragon essence, which I guess we could go ahead and do, and have that ready to go, then I can create a dimension that literally just spawns dragons everywhere. And then I can start killing them, collecting their hearts. Then I don't have to like spend a bunch of nether stars and time and whatever headache and heartache to respawn that dragon 95 times to get the draconium that I need to upgrade that guy over there. So that's my main motivation for this. So I get Ender End crystal. Let me make up 4 of these just in case that guy hasn't spawned back. I don't think he is spawned in at the moment. So if I get 4 of those and hit my little teleporter here to the end dragon, go get some essence out of this dude. So I'm not really sure when this happened. All these clouds kind of showed up right in this little main area, but it's kind of cool. I guess it adds a new level of effect to the boss fight here, or sort of boss fight. I don't really. This guy's pretty easy at this point. Not even an issue. So let's spawn him back in and get some of his. Oh, so loud, so loud. Get some of his good googly go-go juice. Get some of that action. Come on, guy. I just want your blood. Your essence. I want your seed, man. Come on, guy. Oh, quit. God, so loud. That's just not even necessary, is it? Let me turn this up. I wonder if I can just catch him while he's flying and get him like that. I think if I just right click on him, I can't tell if it's working. I think the color on the hotbar changes to like orange or something when it's actually full. I think I might have to wait for him to land in the middle there. So if that's the case, then obviously you wouldn't be able to do this with Chaos Dragons. Of course, there wasn't a there wasn't a recipe for that anyway in the dimlet extractor builder, whatever that machine was called. The workbench workstation thing. Come on, guy. Go down. Am I gonna have to break all these things for him to do that? So I wonder if I put on explosions on my bow, because there's an option for that. Explosion power. What happens if I do this? It uses a bunch more power, but oh yeah, it just breaks those right away. Nice. So I don't have to worry about pickaxing those things open. Is that it? You gonna go lay down now? It'd be good, so I can stick you with this needle. Where is he? Yeah, I kind of like this cloud. It makes it at least a little more difficult, right? A little more interesting. Gotta be careful not to kill him before he actually does land. Get some. Right, here we go. Here he goes. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it's left click, not right click. There it is. Now that's full. I guess we can go ahead and just oh wow, that thing does drain the crap out of the power. Wow. No worries. Come back here, guy. Get some of this. How you like that? Get that, get that, get that. Awesome. Cool beans. So now we've got the dragon essence, and I've got 2. So that's like 3 out of the 6 required ingredients to make a basically a dragon filled dimension, so that I can farm these hearts. Basically, you know, to my heart's content. So that's cool. On that note, I guess we'll cut it off here, and hope everybody's having a great day today, and we will catch you on the next one. See you later.